Okay, so we're getting much closer now. I want to, now that the door is shut, I want to animate this rocket taking off. I'm starting to notice that not all of my layers go all the way out to the end here. Maybe I need a little bit more time. I may go ahead and extend my timeline a little longer. Let's do maybe like 270, something like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and minimize my ship and just select everything on here and hit F5. I don't actually need the banana, but also the banana isn't even visible, so I do probably need the arm. I'm not sure why the arm didn't extend out. Oh, I bet that's where these layers are locked. So let's go ahead and extend those out a little bit as well. F5. One missing. Unlock those. F5, F5. So now I have this lasting longer. I can lock all these back if I want to. And I've already shown you how to animate the claw in the previous video, so I will just do that offline, very similar, and whatever performance you would like to create for that. This is a place where you can kind of have some creative freedom. And I did realize that the banana is showing here, and I don't need that. I want the banana to pretty much be gone by this point. So what I'm going to do is around here, I'm going to go back to library, and you should be able to see all of the banana drawings here. I'm just going to put that back down to 0. That kind of gets rid of it, right? So that means that by the time we get to here, all of this is what we wanted. And so we got the door shutting, and then probably around, let's try here. This is where I'm going to start animating the ship. And so you'll recall that we did some rigging on the ship, but the two biggest things that we did was the top and bottom pegs that are connected to this 2-point constraint. And so my advanced animation tools are missing from here. They're over here now. So again, I'm messing up my user interface quite a bit, but I'm going to choose my top peg, and I'm actually going to set keyframes on all 3 of these, right? So starting here on the ship, which is this layer right here, I'm going to go ahead and hit F6. So we got no change really there until then. And then I'm going to animate this. Let's go ahead and hit F6 again. Go ahead and animate this top peg squashing down for an anticipation. So let's see what this looks like. There we go. So we got that anticipation. I want to push that a lot longer, right? So I'm going to do maybe like there, and I'm going to push it down just a little bit more. And again, hit F6 there. And so there we go. And now we got these connected frames, right? There we go. And I want that very quickly to pop back up. So again, F6. Again, grab my top peg. I'm going to push that up, and we're going to kind of pop my ship up in the air, right? I'm probably going to have to do some camera work in here too, because I'm recognizing that it's probably going to go outside of the frame. So I got this really long anticipation down, and then pop up, and then from there I'm going to bring the entire ship up in the air. So we'll probably do it to about here, F6. That's where I want to use my ship control peg to animate. So to get this sort of stretching out a little bit, right? I will use my ship control peg to bring my ship up into the air. So we get a little bit of like, there we go, it's kind of shifting over a little bit. So we'll move it back over here. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of hang time there, but I'm going to move it back over to here and rotate it for like an anticipation. And that's probably where I will then move the top back in for another squash. We'll hit F6 again. So you're getting kind of the idea, but I do want to arc this in a little bit more, right? So now may not be the only time I could do it, but I'll do something like this, right? And let this anticipate back even more. So I'll go ahead and F6. Let's hold that for a little bit. Continue to squash that and pull it back. And then very quickly, over a few frames here, I'm going to stretch it out There we go. And pull it across my frame here. So maybe like there. That's where I would shoot it off frame. And I'm going to send it quite a ways off frame. There we go. Rotate it just a little bit. Ooh, I'm rotating all 3 axes. I don't need to. There we go. All right, so it's going to fly off there pretty quickly. And then I'm going to give it just a few frames to hang around back here. Rotate it all the way around. And in my perspective view, I'm going to push it back into space just a little bit more. So I'm going to sort of nudge it back this way and here. And really I'm just doing that so it'll be a little bit more off in the distance. Maybe go ahead and hit F6 there. Carry it a little longer. So again, none of that's going to happen on frame. And then for this last part, I will zoom it off this way. I want it to kind of go behind that mountain. So I'll go ahead and push it behind the mountain. Not behind the stars, though. May have to push those stars back a little further. That's funny. It goes behind the planet. So we'll have to push those things back just a little bit further, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe I pull this forward a little bit more. I'm not sure where that planet is. It's little bitty, and it's up front. I need to push that back in depth more. So I'll fix that later. So let's undo that. I do want it to dip here. Actually, let's go ahead and fix the planet now. Where is that at? That is, I call it Saturn, but it doesn't look like Saturn, does it? We'll go ahead and put our pivot point there. Make sure our layer properties have it set to enable 3D, and I can push it back to here. Continue to push that back just a little bit. Tumble around here and do something like this, and then scale it up. And I do not know, I think my ship still looks like it's behind it. Let's see here. And the render of it, that's probably something to do with the sort order inside of, yeah, we'll work on that. So for right now, I'm not going to worry too much about it because it's probably the order it's going into my node view. And so I'll just adjust that until where it's going into the composite, I'll adjust that until it works. But you're getting the idea now. You got this ship, zooms off into space, zooms back through here, and I'm just going to take it on off into space. We're going to ship, something like that. Maybe rotate it just a little bit. And I am just going to spend a little bit of time now making this feel more polished. The other thing is I have the ship kind of going off camera in several spots. And so I do need to do a pass on the camera animation. My thoughts are what I would probably do with this is slowly over this animation, start a little closer. So I would do my peg here, got my camera, I'll probably push it just a touch closer for my starting frame. And then as my animation goes out, I want to eventually be far enough out to where we can see this entire animation take place. Probably have to make my ground plane a little wider for that. So let's see what this feels like. And so if we were to watch this now framed, this is what this shot looks like. So I'm keep working on that a little bit, sort of make some small changes to it, but hopefully we can get something that makes a little bit more sense there.